Hi friends! Today I'm going to be showing you all of the instruments in my apartment, and there's a lot of them because the person that I live with, my friend Sam, and me are both musicians, which means that we play music with a lot of different instruments. So this video might be a little bit long, but I think you're going to like it because there's a lot of cool things. So I wanted to tell you first that there's going to be 3 types of instruments that I'm going to show you. The first kind is called percussion instruments, and that just means that they're instruments that you shake, like this egg shaker. We have some of these in school, so you probably know what that is. Or you hit like a drum and stuff like that. The second type of instrument that I'm going to show you is instruments that you blow into, and the air makes a sound when you blow into it. It's like a flute, if you know what that is, or a trumpet, or a recorder, stuff like that. I'll show you. And then the third type of instrument that I'm going to show you are called string instruments. And those are instruments that have strings, just like the name. And what you do is you just lift the string off of the board a little bit and it makes a sound. So I'm going to show you those 3 types of instruments. All right, so the first type of instrument I'm going to show you are called the percussion instruments. And those are instruments that you shake or you hit or you strike or anything like that. So those are things that we have in our classroom. So we have egg shakers, of course. This one's a little green one, and you shake it. This is another little shaker. I don't know if you guys have seen anything like this, but it just has like beans in it, and when you shake it, it makes a noise. So it's very similar to the egg shaker. It's just not in the shape of an egg. Another one that you probably know is a tambourine. And it's kind of like a drum, except it has these little rattles on the side. And Lucille actually brings these, so you probably know them. Tambourine. So you can hit it like this, or you can shake it. I'm trying not to be too loud or else my neighbors will get upset. These are maracas. Lucille also brings them. These ones are very bright, pretty colors, blue, yellow, and red. And they just make sounds. They have like beans and rice in them. And when you shake them, they make a sound just like the egg shakers and the shakers you have in your classroom probably. This one you might also know. It's called a rain stick. And the reason why, can you guess, it's called a rain stick is because it sounds like rain. Like that. And this is a pretty one that has like a sun on it. And it's red. It's really pretty. So that's another one. That's a percussion instrument. This one, you might know, it's a triangle because it's in the shape of a triangle, of course. And this one, instead of shaking it, right, you take a little metal bar like this and you hit it like that. And it makes a really, really cool sound. And the last percussion instrument I'm going to show you, and remember percussion instruments are things that you hit or you shake, is a drum. And it actually it's the exact same pattern that we have on our drums in Kokavim at least. And it's just a little different because it's a little taller. I'm pretty sure we have this exact one in our classroom, but I'm not sure. This specific type of drum is called a djembe. And what you do is it has a strap you can put on, but you can also just hold it and you just hit it like that. It sounds like a drum. The second percussion instrument I have, or instrument that you hit or shake, is a keyboard or a piano. And this is something that you know because Lucille brings it in. So I know that all of you know this one. So what you do with this one is you just hit it. And it makes a sound. This one is pretty big, some are a little smaller, like Lucille's is a little smaller, and some are even bigger than this. The next instrument I'm going to show you is also a percussion instrument, which means that you hit it or you shake it, and in this case we hit it. So we have some of these in school, but they're a little bit different. So we take one of our sticks, or they're called mallets, and we pick which one we want to hit. Okay, and we do. Doesn't that make a pretty sound? So that's how you play the glockenspiel. All right, so these next instruments, these next 3 instruments, are the instruments that I told you about that you blow into and they make a sound. So you can't shake this instrument and make a sound. I mean, you could probably hit them together, but what you do with them is they have a bunch of little holes on the front and then a little hole in the back. And you take your fingers and you cover however many holes you want, and then you just blow into it like that. This one has a bird on it, and it's green. And this one has a fish on it, and it's like brownish, reddish purple. So I'm gonna blow into this one again, this one, so you can hear it. Sounds a little bit different. And then lastly, this one, it's pretty much the same, but it looks different because it's a different shape. It's not long like these two. It's the same thing. It has holes on the back and holes on the front. And you just cover them. And it makes cool sounds like that. So these are the instruments that you blow into, and they make a sound. Okay, so the last group of instruments that I'm going to be showing you are called string instruments. And these are instruments that have strings. That's what they're called that. And you know a couple string instruments that I play because my ukulele has strings, right? And I pluck those strings, I pull those strings, and it makes a sound. So that's it. That's an example of a string instrument. I also play violin, if you know what that is, and viola. And there will be a video of me playing those this week, so look out for that. So right now I'm just going to show you all of my string instruments, and there's a lot because Sam and I both play string instruments. So this is our favorite type of instrument, so we have a lot of them. Okay, so the first 4 actually, are all ukuleles. And you guys have seen me play this one, and I've played this one. I've even played this one in my videos. I like to switch it up a little because this one sounds higher. And then these 2 are kind of in the middle. And then this one is the biggest one, and it's called a bass ukulele. So this one is high. These are a little bit more in the middle, and then this one is really low, like that. Okay, and then the next group of instruments that I have are called a violin and a viola. So a violin is what I learned to play when I was your age, and it is a little bit smaller than the viola here. So I'll hold both of them up in a second, but this is a violin. I'll take it out. It has 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strings. And what you do with it is you can pluck the strings, right? And it makes a sound. But another thing you can do, and I'll show you in the video that is coming up this week, you can take what's called a bow. You might have seen something like this. And you can drag it across the string. I have my violin, and then if you put it next to this instrument, you can see that it's a little bit smaller. This instrument is called a viola, and it's very, very similar to my violin, but it's bigger and it has a lower sound, like that. And you play it the same way. You can pluck it, or you can use a bow. And I have 2 bows in there that you can see. Okay, so the next group of instruments that I have are called guitars, and I'm sure you've heard of these. I think even some of you have some at your house. This is a guitar, one of our guitars, and it has, instead of 4 strings like the ukulele and the violin and the viola, it has 6 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings, and it makes a really pretty sound. I really like the sound of guitars. So we have this guitar, and then we have this guitar. This one probably looks a little bit more like something you would have at your house. It makes a very similar sound, like that. And it also has 6 strings. And then lastly, I have what's called a bass. And a bass is one of the lowest instruments that you can find. It has a really deep, low sound. And this one is an electric bass, so it doesn't really make a sound when you pluck it without like a speaker, but you can still kind of hear that a little bit. So those are all of the string instruments. Well, thanks for watching my video, friends. I hope you liked it, and I hope you like seeing all of my instruments. And I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions about any of the instruments, or you would like to hear me play more of them, just let me know. You can email me, or you can send me a video or a picture, and I'll try to respond to that. Bye, friends.